It's crazy being a 90s kid growing up in gaming, and just back then you always had the Genesis versus Super Nintendo war because there's like at the playgrounds, one kid had one had the other, and then you had that one, random kid that had everything, which was me. But it's crazy to think that like we're in a time where both Sonic and Mario, again, big juggernauts in the gaming industry, are literally going to be dropping new games within a week of each other. And now we literally have one that's out now, which is Sonic Superstars, with Mario coming out next week, or at the time of this recording, which would be next week. And I'm just like blown away. One, for being a fan of Sonic for the last 30 something years, but also for the simple fact that I have, it's the nostalgia, right? Okay, so that kind of ties into the first thing. But nevertheless, it's crazy. We got a great 3D Sonic and Sonic Frontiers, and now we got a great 2D Sonic and Sonic Superstars. And all that being said, thank you to Sega for providing a review copy of the game and sponsoring this video. Let's go ahead and get into it. So when it comes down to Sonic Superstars, you're probably wondering exactly what is this like? Like, how would you describe it? And personally, the way I would describe it is the game is a harmonious fusion of that delicious 2D Sonic that we cherished, with a high five to Sonic Mania's classic physics, with a dash of 21st century panache. It's like taking a whirlwind of a vinyl record and giving it a digital remix. And ours has truly nailed this remix, pushing Sonic back into the limelight where he belongs. And you're probably wondering, okay, so what is the plot? What is the narrative? Well, look, come on, it's a Sonic game. Does that matter? The only thing that matters in a Sonic game is gotta go fast. And that's exactly what we're doing. So we literally got the legendary Dr. Eggman causing mischief and cameos from beloved characters like Fang the Hunter. You guys remember Fang the Hunter? Like I don't know how many modern Sonic fans know about that character, but I had a Game Gear growing up, so it was crazy seeing him of all characters come back. Like, that was super surreal. Let me get back to the review. But there's also another character that is gracing this entry. Enter Trip. And I'll be honest, initially she feels like a newbie trying to groove into a retro beat, but before you know it, she's dancing in sync courtesy of the genius touch of Naoto Oshima. At first play, Sonic Superstars feels like revisiting your favorite childhood arcade, familiar and comforting. The starter stage, Bridge Island, brings back the vibes of the Green Hill Zone, but just as you're settling into that nostalgic groove, the game throws in delightful curveballs and, oh boy, zones like Cyber Station. It's like walking into a neon-lit 90s arcade all over again. You get to play as the classic Fab Four: Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. Whether you're an OG player like myself holding that joystick, or a touchscreen maestro, there's a character that has the right rhythm for you. Okay, so you're probably wondering what separates this Sonic game from literally every 2D or 2.5D Sonic that's come out. And we're going to talk about it. It's none other than Emerald Powers. Those are the flashy new addition, and let's dive into what that offers you. So Emerald Powers feels like snagging those hidden tapes in old school platformers. These bonuses are strategic and give players that slight edge, but their usage is like mastering a cheat code. Okay, you guys remember Game Genie? Or, well, if you're probably a little younger, you might remember, Game Shark, or what else is there? Action Replay? No? Anyone? Just me? Okay, never mind. I'm showing my age. They're helpful, but truthfully, not a must-have. Let's also talk about the co-op mode. So one thing I've always wanted was a really decent co-op mode when it comes to a Sonic game, because I already know, look, we're the blue blur, right? We got to go fast, But I've always wanted to be able to play this with other people and be able to, like, couch co-op, kind of like, like the new Super Mario Bros. Games, like how you can just, grab a controller or Joy-Con and boom, everyone's playing. Well, hey, you now have that functionality with Sonic Superstars, and let's talk about it. So to further hammer in the nostalgia, remember those days when you'd share the joystick with a buddy, trying not to fumble and get to the end and, not lose all your rings? Well, look, the co-op mode here is reminiscent of that, and not always in a good way, because the camera focus can be as unpredictable as a game of Pong, making the experience occasionally jarring. I mean, come on, ours just split screen would have been the cherry on this retro Sunday. Going solo? Well, prepare for a ride that is as thrilling as unlocking a hidden level. Side missions include a slightly bare bones battle mode and the no nonsense time attack mode. Although battle mode feels like it's still buffering, the main campaign is as crisp as a freshly printed gaming magazine. Look, I can't stop with the retro puns. I mean, look, I'm in my mid 30s. I grew up when Sonic came out. I remember before we had Reddit, before we had Google, before we had Yahoo. We Y'all are probably too young to know about Yahoo, but I remember like you got your gaming information, your cheat codes, what's coming out, the reviews, what's good, all that stuff from gaming magazines. So I'm sorry, this just brings me back to the 90s, and I can't be ashamed. I'm unabashedly proud, unapologetically, of the fact that I'm very much a 90s kid. So let's get back to this review. All right, so one more delightful touch. Pimping out your online avatar. It's like collecting those rare trading cards all over again. Look, you've got classic character nods and fun cosmetics to jazz up your online presence. You want to be Metal Sonic? Well, yeah, jazz up your character and there you go. So on the Switch, Superstars dazzles, although there are differences in resolution and lighting effects. The game pays homage to the classic aesthetics of Sonic while pushing boundaries, and performance is as smooth as blowing on that cartridge to make it work. Mostly seamless. All right, so when it comes to the online battle mode, I'm gonna further with the 90s puns, right? So it occasionally has some buffering issues. And does anybody remember what dial-up was like? The 5-6K modems? Yeah, those are the days. Remember the Sega channel? If you had a Genesis, you can plug it into your landline, and basically you could download games and play online, right? Oh, man, online gaming in the 90s was something else. And Sega, of all companies, was the pioneer for it. They don't get enough credit, but yeah. Wrapping everything up, Sonic Superstars is like opening a time capsule from your gaming youth, while being pleasantly surprised with modern day treasures. It may have a few wires crossed in places, but it hits the right notes, capturing both nostalgia and innovation. And look, Sonic's legacy is alive and kicking, and for fans of old and new Sonic, this is a nostalgic neon sign pointing to more epic adventures ahead. So grab your quarters, hop in the DeLorean, and let's go back to the 90s and the heyday of Sonic, because literally what's old is new again. And with that being said, that's the review for Sonic Superstars. Again, thank you to Sega for providing a review copy of the game, as well as sponsoring this video. And I really want to know what you guys think about this game. Is this something you're thinking of picking up? Are you like an old Sonic fan like myself that grew up with it, or someone, that's younger who may have played, more recent and then went back and started playing the older titles and fell in love with it? Because look, Sonic fans, we come in all varieties and shapes and flavors, baby. So I'm just saying. So what are you? Or do you dislike Sonic? I mean, because there's the people out there, even some of the Sonic hardcore fans, that just shit on anything that's Sonic. So just gotta put that out there. But why don't you let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you want to pick up this game, I will leave affiliate links down in the description below, as well as pin it too, because it's a new function in YouTube where I can pin the product. So if you want to buy it, no additional charge to you. You can get it from your favorite retailer. I get a little bit of kickback that helps go back into this channel. All that being said, catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe, be blessed, have aloha, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I want to say peace, but no. Gotta go fast. Okay, look, sorry. Cheesy, I know. Can't wait till my kids start saying that to me. Like, oh, Dad, you're so corny. I can't help it. I grew up in the greatest era ever. Anyways, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.